This Jacob Fromm situation's so interesting. Now, as the Georgia quarterback, we saw how fantastic he was last season. Look, I thought Jacob Eason was special. Then Fromm came in and just totally blew the doors off that competition. Fromm is phenomenal. And we saw that, basically Georgia probably should have won a national championship with him. But he suffers a broken hand in a freak boating accident. Now, this is July. There's only about 6 weeks until these guys got to be ready to play football. He suffers a small fracture in his hand, but his non-throwing hand. When on Tuesday, he's in a boat, in the back of a boat. Okay? I'm on a boat. He's in the back of a boat, and they're pulling a wakeboarder. According to persons with direct knowledge of the incident, the guy wakeboarding falls, lets go of the rope. The handle flies back into the boat, whips Jacob Fromm's hand, breaks the hand. Broken bone in the hand. Fromm expected to be in a splint for a few weeks, but reportedly won't miss any games. Hopefully won't miss much practice time. Is expected to participate in the Bulldogs 7-on-7s on Thursday, today. Now, I don't know why you'd risk Jacob Fromm having to run 7-on-7s. If he's got a broken non-throwing hand, even if it's non-throwing hand, I wouldn't put him anywhere near. I know that there's not contact in 7-on-7s, but still, why even bother, right, if it's in a splint? Let him watch a bunch of film. Let him stand on the sidelines. But why even put a football in his hands? But Fromm is so good. He's one of the reasons Georgia has a legit chance to win a championship. And this year, my first chance to go to Athens, I'll be going down there for the Auburn at Georgia game in early November. Excited about that, the Deep South's oldest rivalry. Also remember that Georgia had Sony Michel suffer a broken arm in an ATV accident in the summer. So Georgia's had a weird recent history with this. Number one, if this is all that it is, a splint for a couple of weeks, non-throwing hand, Fromm misses no time, that's an enormous bullet dodged. Huge. That it didn't hit his throwing hand. Could you imagine if that handle, the rope, comes back and smacks his throwing hand, and he's broken his throwing hand in July before Georgia has a chance to try to compete for a national championship? How ridiculous that would be. That would be ultimate Georgia karma and luck. So if this is all that it is, every Georgia fan should thank their lucky stars. Maybe the gods are now smiling upon us instead of always seemingly laughing at us. The other question is, Mraz, do we believe this is legit? Do we really believe this is what happened? Back of a boat, wakeboarder on the back of the boat, lets go, falls, handle comes back in and smacks Jacob Fromm's non-throwing hand.
Something don't smell right to me. And some would argue this is so outrageous that how could somebody lie about something like this?
It's such a weird story. How could you make up this story?
But this is so Seinfeld to me. Go above and beyond to make up a lie that nobody would ever think back and question. I think Jacob Fromm was doing something far more stupid. I don't know what. That if it was found out that that's how he broke his hand, people even in the South would be even more in an uproar. How can you trust this guy as the quarterback? Or this is a guy with NFL prospects that if he was doing something real stupid, maybe people think about and look back at the combine when he ends up there. So now just cover it up with, hey, freak accident on the boat. Nobody thinks about it, and who would question this cockamamie story? Something don't sniff right.
So with no information to the contrary, you do not believe the story, and you're automatically saying Jake Fromm did something stupid.
Guilty. Guilty until proven innocent.
With no information, no other smells, no other sniffs, no other anything, you're automatically saying Jacob Fromm did something stupid.
You can't deceit a deceiver. And that's what Jake Fromm's trying to do with me right now.
Because you have lied plenty of times. You've created a million stories.
You got to the more you lie, the more you get out of things. That's the only way to live life. I know Jake Fromm well in that mentality, and I know right now, you think of the craziest thing that nobody would ever question, and you get out of everything, and that's what he did.
So you're telling me the only way to live life is to lie?
Yes. If you're not lying, you ain't trying.
So the only way to live life is by lying, and since you're a liar, you know a lie when you see one.
Hey, Mraz, did you find that audio? DA, I looked everywhere, couldn't find it. Mraz, I just looked it up here. They must have just posted it, DA. I don't know what happened.
That has happened multiple times.
See, you know me. I can't deceit you anymore, but Fromm ain't pulling that one on me.
A liar knows a lie, and you're sniffing out a lie
Jake
here.
Fromm is the biggest liar going.